instead of me telling you, I just want to hear, first off, I would imagine as you look at these young people,
Well, visual aids.
one thing you notice about this is that I don't think there was quite as many young ladies in your classes when you were preparing to be an ag teacher as they are now.
I never had a female as a student.
And so that's one of the unique pieces, but
And I've taught industrial arts some, and I've taught agriculture, and I never had a lady in the classroom.
and some of our, of course, best ag teachers, Mr. Furry knows Ms. Pontius and what have you. Krista Pontius is the ag teacher at Greenwood now. What I want to hear you say, well, that's a difference. I bet you heard things that he said just in that little bit of introduction that resonated with you, that aligns with what you maybe heard in your classes or in your experiences. And I'd like for you to identify 2 or 3 things. So I want 3 total. Who wants to volunteer to share one thing that you heard that's like, hey, we've heard that before, that's still important? Kayla.
The ag teacher is a stakeholder in the community.
Ag teacher is a stakeholder in the community, not just hiding in the school building, but out there.
Ag teacher is what?
A stakeholder in the community. So,
A community man. Let me give you an example of a person like that. In Perry County, at Blaine, somebody, you know where Blaine is?
Yeah,
You know who I'm going to talk about?
I might.
Yeah. Bill Coons. When I went to Perry County in 1954, 55, Bill Coons was a Penn State, one of the oldest Penn State graduates teaching agriculture in Pennsylvania. And his wife was Deary, and she was with him out on the field trips and like that, and that man was loved by the whole community, the farming community of Blaine. He is deceased now, but he was just known to the community as an ag teacher.
and those relationships and how powerful those relationships can be. So that's one thing about the community. What's another thing you heard that you're like, whoa, that you've heard from your classes that resonate? Victoria.
That when we visit our students to see their SAE projects, it's a really good way to connect with them and meet their family and create that bond.
The importance of the home visit for the supervision of projects.
Well, first of all, I benefited a lot, and I think the students benefited from it. Some of the students, you know, were very active in showing livestock and so on and so forth. And you just had a closer relationship. I had one student that was here at Penn State in dairy production, and he had a job when he left Penn State and went to Hershey and was a research in making candy, and he came out with a candy bar. I can't think of the name of it, but he invited me to his retirement, which I appreciated. And I know another student I had, Robert Kaufman. Maybe some of you know him. He run the farms here for many years. He was a student of mine, and I loved his parents and his family very much. And it's that kind of relationship that you have that you don't get as a regular teacher many times.
And so we hear that, and then we think about the role that the ag teacher plays. Like I heard Mr. Furry share about playing the role of teaching not just ag, but academics. Playing the role of a counselor, helping people know what those opportunities are. And so I think that what we should do, because I'm curious to have Mr. Furry share about maybe what was his favorite thing to teach in class, or maybe how did he work with the youth organization, the Future Farmers of America. But before we get to that, why don't we let our guest of honor go into the room, get the plates, and then we follow behind and get our food, and then we can hear some more. Does that sound like a good plan? Are we ready for lunch?
Half of it was a good plan.
So let's do the first half then of lunch, and we'll go over there and grab that.